Hey everyone, welcome back to the Holtsclaw Homestead. Getting things cranked up again here on the old homestead. Springtime is not very far away, although it's officially spring. It's a little chilly yet. And just want to be right here with the chickens, getting them started, getting everything that they need, and of course they're all happy for a brand new day. Well, I got a lot of jobs to do today, so tag along and I'll show you what we're doing as we go along. Thanks. One of the new things we've added to the homestead here just recently, as we are now over at Kelly's garden, and I want to show you just right over my shoulder here, is that we built her for her birthday a wonderful greenhouse, and it's what she's wanted. She found the plans and we were able to put the funds together in order to build it. We also have the garden all prepped up, ready to go, so soon she'll be putting some things into the ground. I think she already has. And also putting some things in some pots. I'll show you that as we walk around. Well, our project for the day is to clear out this fence line. And there's a lot of barbed wire and old posts that have been placed here by the few past farmers. And it's gonna be quite a chore, but I think we can get it done. We've done quite a bit already. And this paddock here is what we would like to get it looking to. So we've been working on this other paddock right next door to it, up this fence line. And I've got that to work on yet, but I think we already got a good head start on clearing out another paddock. The chickens really like it. Let me show you what I'm working on and having to deal with. These paddocks have been evolving through time. This farm had at one time cattle that roamed all these hillsides, and then they had pigs in these paddocks here, and who knows what else was here. So not only am I trying to deal with barbed wire here, but I'm also dealing with a smaller fence here. And then they put this little garden fence on top of that here. Of course, the garden fence and the little fence would be to keep the pigs in. The smaller, the bigger. And the barbed wire, probably to keep everything else out, or it's just left over from the cattle. So each and every one of these has their own little staple, and then nails, all kind of crazy stuff that they put into these posts to deal with. You never know what you're gonna come across on the homestead. Well, my tool for the day is fencing pliers, multi-tooled item. Oh my goodness, it makes quick work of these staples that are in the post. It's multiple things. Of course, it's a hammer if you want to hammer them in. It's got the pullers, the teeth to grab a hold of the staple. It's got a beak on it in order to get in behind it to pry things out. And how it's made, it gives us this nice curve to be able to roll it and grab a lot of force to pull those crazy pins out, as well as having cutters. So on both ends, you can see those little notches there. You put your wire inside there and snip, they go away. And it has little teeth on the bottom here to be able to grab wire and to pull it tight. Just a multifaceted tool. I think you'll enjoy it. If you don't have one of these and you're doing fencing the hard way with a pair of pliers, oh my, get you one of these fencing pliers and I'm sure they'll make your job go a whole lot easier. Now tell me, homesteaders, as you're cleaning up your property, maybe you're asking the question, where do I put this stuff? Well, it's good for each homestead to have their own dump somewhere on their property. Now, don't call it a dump, call it your salvage piles or your salvage system. Now behind me, I've got this old house that we knocked down, and that whole area is a salvage system, and others would look at it, that's a dump. Well, it's all how you use it. So what are you doing with all those fence and barbed wire that you just did? Well, it's rusty, it's not really reusable. So I've got it piled up here with some other things that I've piled up for my salvage bin. And you can take those when you've got them enough piled up to the scrap yard and actually get a little bit of money for it. Probably won't be a whole lot, but a little bit is better than nothing at all. Just a little reward, maybe to go out and get an ice cream cone or something. So keep your piles going. You may actually need them one day. You see, I got some wood over here as well that I'm planning on using in the near future. This was part of an old deck, and I've got a purpose for that. And I should be able to show you that in due time. A little piece of wood right here. Other than the fencing and the barbed wire, this is what we contend with the most. Terrible stuff. Mixed in with the walnut trees, we have the autumn olive tree. Brought to the United States as a cover and a hedge, has now taken over, and West Virginia is just full of it. So this is what my property looked like, and the rest of the property up, probably about 18 of my 19 acres looks just like that. But with trusty old chainsaw, one of my favorite tools, we can clear off a wonderful spot. We're getting there, just a little bit at a time. So just keep plodding on. Time to get back to work. Well, remember those boards that I showed you earlier in the salvage area that I have? Well, I used them. A neighbor came by and he lent me a hand. And let me show you where I did use those. The previous owner was able to tap into a hillside spring. It's coming out of the hillside right down there at the bottom. As you can see, we've had a bit of rain, so we got a lot of water. And this is something I wanted to work on to try to fix and get this all cleaned up. The container down there that's catching all this water is actually an old bathtub. I'll show you that one day. And it comes in and we're just gonna be able to tap that. What I needed those boards for, the old deck, was for a roof. I should keep the leaves off and be able to keep this clean. So what happens now is that the water that we don't use is going through a pipe under the ground, and then it starts heading down the hillside. We should be able to another day capture all that and have it for our farm animals here on the property. So here I am inside the greenhouse, and it's a nice getaway place these days. When it's still a little chilly outside, it's nice and toasty in here. And Kelly already has some things started. Potatoes, it's already growing, and soon we'll get that into the ground. I'm probably just a little bit late, but that's okay. Well, just to give you a quick update, as we continue to develop our homestead here, it is our plan, our goal, of course, to get a house on the property, which we're not far from doing so, and little by little to develop the property for more farm animals. Kelly has a desire for the next animal, and I'll reveal that to you on another episode. So I just want to say thank you for tagging along. If you liked it, just give us the thumbs up. If you really like it, share it. And if you really want to see more, go ahead and subscribe. And that way you've got it for when the next video is posted. So glad you're tagging along, and thank you for coming to the Holtsclaw Homestead.